New sponsorship opportunities are live? What? Okay, everything's good. Let's get to play. Alright. Let's get to fucking playing. Crimson Flowers. This is the smartest thing to do. I wonder if my motivations have gone up. I probably have a bunch of people who want to be my friend right now. So let's go shoot it. Everyone wants to be my friend. Everyone. Let's see. Oh, not this again. What the fuck? I hate this. Stupid controller always does this to me. Fucking A. Controllers. Look at this shit. Dude, it's tweaking the fuck out. You know what? Got an idea. Why does it do that? Well, your boy got another controller. Ugh. Come on. Come on, bro. Ugh. Hello, everybody. Uh-oh. Got a text from home. What could this be? They watching? Are my parents watching? Ugh. First of all, how many? 2? Dealing with deserters. Who wants to talk to me first?
Professor?
Dorothea wants to be my friend. Right outside my door.
This may seem a bit sudden, but I want to thank you, Professor. That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with. Well, of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Franc Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice, and they showered me with gifts, I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started.
There you go.
That's sweet of you. Even if you are just flirting. I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again. That's why I keep searching for someone who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
Hey. USA. Who's up here? Oh, shit. This motherfucker thinks that. What the fuck do you want?
Oh, you've survived. How very fortunate. Were you dead, I wouldn't be able to fight you. But you are very much alive. Now I have a chance to kill you.
What the fuck? This guy is...
Hi.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Yoritza, you heard. We're gonna get to the second talk. Well, let's see who's here first. Hey.
My father used to be a knight in service of the royal family of Fargus. For a time, he was at the monastery, but apparently he's back in Fargus serving as a knight again. Which means, if I fight with this army, I'll eventually have to face my own father. Terribly, but I've accepted my fate. I'm ready for anything. Of course, if at all possible, I would prefer not to fight my father. This is the path I chose. I have no regrets.
Oh shit. Damn, she be singing.
La 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 la. Professor!
Hope I don't
Oh
get
my,
abused here.
it's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
Let's get fucking... Cultivate the mouse. The harvest next week.
Right.
Everyone's yellow? Why? They couldn't get motivated. Oh, because I was dead. Motivation.
Okay.
Professor,
We only grew our hair.
Hey, Professor. Can we talk? I feel terrible about the last time we spoke. I was trying to apologize and just ended up losing my temper again. I'm really sorry. I figured you'd say that.
but I still feel like an idiot.
Be like that.
Somehow, I just have a hard time keeping my feelings in check around you. And I think if I don't just tell you what I'm thinking, we'll never be able to have a normal conversation. So, let me clear the air. I want us to, engage. Yeah, exactly. I know it's a sudden thing to ask, but I'm not going to feel settled until I know where I stand. Would you do that for me?
I'll fight you to the death, girl. Damn, I didn't even get an option.
Good. Don't hold back, okay? I want to see you at your absolute best. Phew. You got me. I'm completely outmatched. Maybe, but you were definitely stronger. Honestly, that's what I needed to see. You're a true successor to Captain Gerald's style of swordplay. I almost felt like you were him. I thought I was competing with you, but that's as pointless as competing against him would have been. So instead of that, I'm going to focus on keeping the promise I made to him.
Well, promise.
Captain Gerald said that if anything should happen to him, I'd have to support you in his place. He didn't sound serious at the time, but it was right before before we lost him. So I've decided. I'd like to do just what he said. I know I'm not as strong as I need to be, but I swear to you, I'll train until I am. What do you say? Can I call you my employer? Yes, it's official. I'll protect you no matter what. Ugh.
Now we're going into town.
A moment, please.
By making an enemy of the church, disorder is running rampant among the populace. It's quieted down over these last 5 years, though. The well-being of Her Majesty is steadily improving.
Professor? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. What's that? Do I have brothers in the church? You really are well informed. My older twin works for the Knights of Seros, but I think he's just a grunt. Not a noble gatekeeper like yours truly. Unlike me, he's very devout. He left the Empire a long time ago.
Really now? There's unrest everywhere these days. All of my fellow merchants seem to be endangered. I hope things go back to normal soon. People need more to smile about, aside from my great deals. Hey, how about a favor?
Hey!
No.
Hello there.
Hey,
Aw.
Come on, Robin.
A moment,
Talk to
please.
Alois. Club.
Ah! At long last, we meet again. I knew you were alive. I knew you could survive. And 5 years on, you arrive. We're reunited. I'm glad I kept watch for you in the downstream villages all that time.
Oh, really?
I was so devoted to finding you that I left the Knights of Seros. Now I serve no one other than you. I'll protect you, just as I promised Captain Gerald I would all those years ago.
This shit is fucking nuts. Who's
Professor?
by that? Holy she's
Professor.
Nice place, isn't it, Professor? Standing here, you can almost feel the goddess's absence. Discounting what dwells within you, of course. Do you think some punishment would rain down from the sky if this monastery were to be destroyed? Of course not. Even if the so-called Immaculate One came back here for revenge, that would only be a result of this war, not the work of a deity.
Yeah, do you hate the goddess? What the fuck, dude?
If it is between love and hate, then I would choose the latter. The goddess failed to properly govern this world. That is why it is necessary for Lady Edelgard to become the supreme leader of Fodlan. Those with power must use it wisely. Is that not a teaching of the Church of Seros? It's absurd to preach to others what you cannot practice yourself.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh my
It is our
God.
humanity that pushes us to step up and take the lead should the need arise. That is not the case for inhuman creatures with lifespans well beyond our own.
That's right.
We must fight to preserve what makes us human. You are the one closest to the enemy. I wonder if you will be able to maintain your humanity to the end. Does that mean you know I will do what must be done? You must trust me a great deal. I've already dedicated my life to Lady Edelgard. To throw my lot in with you is inconceivable. But if I had 2 lives to give, I might devote one of them to you.
Aww.
Not as master and servant, but as equal partners.
Okay, I respect that. Feed the steak.
Hi. There were clashes with the Kingdom Army near the Western Front, but this is the first time the Alliance Army has had an honest-to-goodness fight. I hear their leader's pretty competent, but the Alliance Army is pretty tough too.
I'm pretty sure it's there. He died.
Ah, a new face. I am Randolph von
Do
Berglies.
you not know who the
I'm the guardian of this place. Wait a moment. I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before.
Randall.
Ah, yes. You're Her Majesty's professor. You're alive? Oh, this is my little sister, Fleisch. She's just a rookie, but she's helping me as my assistant.
Hello, I'm Fleisch von Berglies. It's nice to meet you. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'm gonna do my best. You can count on me to look after my big brother.
I've heard you're planning to march into Alliance
Spoiler
territory.
alert, not gonna
I'll be
happen.
here to guard the fort.
Hate to break the news to you, but we're all alright. Let's see. Are you here real quick?
No. Since the great nobles lost their standing, the regulation of the merchant houses has relaxed somewhat. You'd probably have thought that would make it easier for us to profit, but the world isn't so simple. The war has made the price of goods unstable, causing no end of hardship for the people.
The fuck is this?
I need a favor.
Cool. Who's this?
Yes.
Damn. She got the coolest color, like, horse.
His Highness, the new king, is in the process of unifying the kingdom under his command. His powerful army has joined forces with the Knights of Seros, who moved their seat to Fargus. And now they're presenting a united front against the Imperial army. They're our greatest enemy, absolutely. I don't relish the idea, but there's no turning back now. For now, we should focus our efforts on the Alliance. The Kingdom and Church can come afterwards.
Judith, who defends the Great Bridge of Myrden, is a formidable opponent. We can't afford to drop our guard.
Damn, girl, right. Who we talking to at the Amiibo Gazebo?
No.
Who we gonna talk to at the Amiibo Gazebo? Who wants to talk? We're gonna have a date, huh, Petra?
Professor, please do not be concerned. I just did too much overworking and lost my strength. Yes, that is the truth. Please accept my apology. I have sorrow. I am sorry to be fainting at a time like this. Even though I was not asking for your care and attention, you gave it willingly. Will you have a listen to me? There is something that I must be saying.
Sure, what's up?
I am thinking you already have knowledge of why I came to Vodlin. Not for studying, but as a hostage for the Empire. So that Bridget would not be rebelling anymore. It feels like a knife against my throat. That I am making my grandfather obey the Empire. Because I am a hostage, it is not an option to be giving up. I must be fighting, and winning, and staying alive. I must do anything to be making life better for Bridget. To be making Bridget and the Empire stand as equals. That is what my people are wanting from me. And what my grandfather, the King of Bridget, is wanting. My want? I am not knowing of that. The wants of my people are something I have power to achieve. Their wants are my own.
Let's do the top one.
What I really want... I have understanding. Wait, no, I actually do not have understanding. Yet. What I am understanding is that there is something I am not understanding. When I know what my true want is, I give you my promise that I will be telling you first.
Whatever.
What?
There are mad people fucking wanting me to wake up.
The north side of the Great Bridge of Myrden is in the territory of Acheron of the Alliance. He's known as the Weather Vane. He's a notoriously flippant man. A man like that doesn't have the guts to give it all for the defense of that bridge.
We'll do a circle. There's a third floor. There's a second floor. Marianne, what? What? Marianne, pulling it down for me. Leave me alone.
No.
It is looking long.
Maybe.
Hey, Professor. What have you been up to for 5 years? Hope you haven't gone soft. I got myself into perfect shape. Took all 5 years of pushing my muscles to the limit. But look! You bet I do! You gotta get training if you want to catch up.
What's that look on your face? Surprised to see me? I'm a mercenary. Always have been. Even when I was with the Knights of Seros. I never was too attached to Fodlan. I was considering leaving soon, but I might change my mind if you're around.
Damn, girl. She's out.
Are we leaving for battle? I heard it's a long march. But it's fine. I've had plenty of time to stay inside lately, so I think it's time I went out. Yeah, I can do this. No more Bernie Bear. Yes, but, please don't put me up front, okay?
Of course. Of course. This is fucking suicidal. Who's at my grave?
Right.
Sounds brave. Oh, yeah, girl.
Dear Goddess, I ask for guidance. Professor, you're always watching over me, aren't you? I've spent my entire life avoiding people. Speaking to others was so difficult for me, so I made a point to always be alone. Animals and the goddess were the only ones I could really open up to. Do you remember the time you asked what it was I prayed for? Yes, but that wasn't the case. Back then, I felt that my life served no purpose, and that I was nothing more than a burden. In truth, I was begging the goddess to take me to her. That was my daily prayer. But now I fear the idea of dying and being left alone. I have friends who accept me for who I am now, in spite of my crest. And I have you watching over me. I finally learned to accept the kindness and warmth of others. It's because of you, Professor. Because of you, I've decided to live. I'm sorry to have worried you, but I'm all right now. Even if I'm separated from you or any of my friends, the memories I've made here will give me the strength to continue on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have the strength to move forward if we're together.
Damn, you really waited 5 years to hit on the student. What a dog.
Definitely.
Speaking of dogs, I can't pet him.
Professor!
Put on here.
Okay.
Within the territories of the Alliance, the Gloucester and Daphne houses dominate the West. House Gloucester has always supported the Empire. There's not much chance of them defying us. So all that needs to be done to restore peace in the West now is to crush House Daphne.
So, Sylvain is with us. 30.
No. The last 5 years have been difficult at times. My relationship with Edelgard is rather contentious, due to the incident with my father. Nevertheless, I cannot abandon my family's duties. As Duke Eyre, I must play my part in the Imperial Army. Edelgard intends to abolish the nobility, but I know I can dissuade her from doing so.
Who are we talking to now? Ferdy, you were just there.
Take that! Yes, I am in a hurry. Edelgard claims victory after victory. She never stops. 5 years ago, she ascended the throne and swept away the corrupt nobles, my father included. I always thought I would be the one to unseat him, but she did it instead, with all the ease and indifference of someone cracking an egg. Now, as the head of House Eyre, I serve Edelgard. I have to accept that I am her subordinate,
working beneath her to reunify Fodlan. The disparity between Edelgard and myself is obvious. She never stops moving forward, single-minded, never wavering. But where does that leave me? Here, flailing about, going nowhere, contributing nothing. But it is. That is the reality. Not once since our days at the Academy have I exceeded Edelgard's abilities. I saw her as a worthy opponent. She did not even see me as a contender. She did not even consider me at all. As the head of the noble House Ire, I must be able to achieve results. But all my efforts have come to nothing. Results are everything. I have not shown results, so I will be stagnating here forever.
The journey, not the destination.
I appreciate that, but it is not enough to persuade me. I know that I have a massive wall to climb, and I must climb it alone. Even so, may I ask a favor? Professor, please keep an eye on my progress. I would appreciate if you were always by my side, bearing witness to my accomplishments.
House Gloucester will remain staunchly neutral in this war, even if we press into Alliance territory. My father is no threat to the Empire. Lady Edelgard surely understands that. The Great Bridge of Myrddin, however, is another story. I hear it is held by Judith of House Daphnel. She is renowned for her military prowess. We would do well not to underestimate her.
Professor? Hey, Professor. It's been a really long time, hasn't it? The last 5 years have been full of heartbreak. Not from girls, but friends and family becoming enemies. One of the things that kept me going was the hope you'd return. And now here you are. A lot has changed, but you're back. And it's the first time I can remember being happy in a while.
Damn, no one this year? This motherfucker.
All right, I'm ready to fight. Let's do this. Leave it to me. I can take on the whole, most of the enemy's army. I know my limits now, Professor.
Damn. Save. I need more support.
I thought you might be at the monastery. That's why I made my way here. I decided to follow your path because I believed in you. Then you vanished. Now that you've returned, I have my guiding light once again. Welcome back, Professor.
Okay.
Traveler waifus. What? Killing Edge. Yeah. Yeah. Killing Edge is sick. Iron Sword, get the fuck out.
Okay.
Who
Hello.
the fuck do you think I am? We'll go to the cafeteria.
Oh.
Hi there! Hi.
Professor,
bar.
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me. Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student? A knight scolded me for it, but at the time I really thought I was doing the right thing. Now that I've had more experience on the battlefield, though...
I've been looking for you. There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat. There were a number of casualties among our troops.
Yeah, I pray. No. Fucking. No, why report this to me?
There is something I wanted to bring to your attention. The brigands all bore identical tattoos of a scorpion on their arms. Please keep an eye out for that mark in the future.
Oh no.
Don't mention it. If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
Heck of a coincidence, right? As soon as I mention that suspicious guy, this happens. But some of the knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault. If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner. And I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
Dude, it's 5 years.
But he probably wouldn't have. Now those knights, they're not coming back. We both know it. This is all my fault.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Chill the fuck out, dude. You're fine.
Maybe.
Dude, now I know why people just get you killed. You gotta fucking relax. 5 years, only one note? I gotta cheat. In battle survival is all that matters. What? This motherfucker? This motherfucker. Fucking rat. This guy. Rat. Ash gotta be here with us.
Hey! I was so surprised to hear that the faith of Saros was a sham, my eyes nearly popped out of my skull. But just because the church lied to us doesn't mean that the goddess isn't real. That's my take on it anyway. I'd feel very anxious with no one to pray to.
Pray to me. Yeah, I knew Ash would be here. Ash got nothing better to do. He got shit to do.
Need something?
Can I add more?
See you again soon.
Professor, since you came back, everyone's been smiling. Just you being here makes an incredible difference. I can't express how reassuring it is to see you.
Dude, I just took a nap.
Who, me? After the battle 5 years ago, the Imperial Army occupied Garreg Mach. The cathedral and several other buildings were destroyed, but we've done some repair work here and there, and we're using the buildings as a base of operations. As for me, well, the church moved its headquarters to Fargus, and I've seen no reason to follow. When I returned to Enbar, I received a summons from Her Majesty, and I chose to answer.
Hey!
Alright, let's go to the cafeteria. And we're gonna see what
Hi there!
Marianne's up to. That's my home.
No.
Whoa. I didn't expect to meet her.
I'm relieved you're here, Professor.
It seems we've reached a stalemate on the war front. I admit I'm feeling apprehensive about fighting the Alliance. I agree. It's time to shelve my personal feelings and focus on the bigger picture. I'll fight with full force. I'm counting on you to lead us to victory, Professor.
Yeah. That's right. Who else is in there? Whoa! Man, girls.
I have good friends in both the Alliance and Fargus, so this fighting weighs heavily on me. I can't bear the thought of battling the Knights of Saros to the death. I have to keep my chin up though, right? Let's press on together, Professor.
I've been working here for a few years now. There are plenty of others working here too. Since the acolytes and students aren't here, it's up to us to pick up the slack.
Damn, it's like more livelier. It's like a way more lively. What up, girl? I like her.
My adoptive father sent me here so our family name would be known. He doesn't care which side wins, the Empire or the Alliance. However, even if he tells me to come home, I intend to stay. I want to see this new world Edelgard dreams of.
You know what? I respect that.
Right.
It's normal for history to be revised in favor of those who hold the power. The documents in this library are no exception. It's perfectly possible for someone to have made edits to them. But it's my belief that no one has the power to blot out the truth entirely. I like to read the same texts over and over again. That way, I can spot some of the truths hidden between the lines.
Damn, look at this guy. Looking pervert. I didn't, dude, this is almost an hour. An hour of me just checking out rooms, talking to people, making sure that they know that I like them. Pacifica, Alois.
Well,
I'm so glad to see you're all right. I really regretted not being able to keep the promise I made to my mentor. Captain Gerald told me that if anything should happen to him, then I should stick by you. I'm going to do just what he asked. I'll be right here to support you from now on.
One of them is gone to the
Hey, you.
Hello. Professor, do you know how happy I was to hear you were still alive? I'll tell you how happy. For the past 2 days, I haven't had my morning or my afternoon naps. Yes?
You finally joined us, have you? I attached myself to the Imperial Army as well. Seemed the thing to do. I feel I owe it to Edelgard to set my past feelings about the Empire aside. I am happy to help her. It's strange, isn't it? After 5 years, the 3 professors are together once more. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail. Wonderful news. I am most excited to begin. We must find the time, of course.
Of course. I wonder what Felix is probably. Get this motherfucker.
Allow me to brief you on the details of our situation. The Empire firmly controls the western portion of Fargus. However, the central and eastern regions continue to put up heavy resistance. The strongholds in these regions are Aryan Road, the fortress city, and Ferdiad, the kingdom capital. We cannot control Fargus until we have taken both of these cities. As for the Alliance, Houses Gloucester and Ordelia seem predisposed to capitulate to us. However, due to interference from Houses Regan and Goneril, we have yet to secure their cooperation. Claude obviously hopes to keep the Alliance whole through diplomacy. But because we have had to focus our efforts against the Church until now, our forces have yet to meet his. We have only recently begun to take the fight to Alliance territory. I have a request for you.
He doesn't have this.
Professor, I'm sorry to have dragged you into the fight again so soon after our reunion, but you appeared at a most opportune time. I'm truly humbled by your support, my teacher. Thank you.
I want to be like, you can count on me, but...
You may be worried, but you shouldn't be. You always manage to pull through. Make sure you're ready to head out, okay?
Damn. Petra? What's in this war?
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the Kingdom in alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be difficult for us at first, but corrupt nobles are many. That means the common people will rebel and be joining our side. With you, Professor, the battle tides will,
will turn. I have certainty.
Would you look at that?
What the?
Everyone knows that I'm the best.
For 5 years, I've fought for the Empire. I've cut down hordes of enemies. Now I have the same look in my eyes that the boar used to have in his. The look of a savage beast who loves nothing but destruction and violence. I can hardly hold it against him anymore. You and Edelgard must not disappoint me. Mark my words. The future you're building had better be worth all this bloodshed.
Right. Like 2 more people? There's at least 2. Who was outside my room?
Oh, you've survived. Were you dead, I wouldn't... That is mine. Appreciated.
What a weirdo.
Hello. Professor.
Damn, girl. What's good?
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead. I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay? I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time. 18 years ago, House Ardelia was involved in a civil conflict within the Empire. All we did was respond to a call for aid. We weren't involved politically. But once the rebellion was crushed, my family was held responsible for the aid we gave, and the Empire gained some sway over us as a result. At the time, the noble houses of the Alliance took a passive stance. No one lent aid to my family. As a result, some key officials within the family were killed, and people from the Empire were sent to replace them. Among those people were some mysterious mages. They were unsettling, in a word, skin pale as death. One after another, they captured and imprisoned the children of our household. They began performing terrible rituals on the children, though it's probably more accurate to call them experiments. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that 2 crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most, perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ardelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass. It's not like what's been done to me can be undone. Professor, The only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crest. You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor. Okay.
Damn, there's an S rank I can get too. I'm sad for her. For her.
Okay.
A moment, please.
Hello there. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. Come again.
Professor?
See what homeboys are.
Hello, Professor. What brings you here? Fancy a bit of fishing? Are you looking for help with something? Ah, no. Your eyes tell a different story. You know, I can hardly go fishing without thinking of old Gerald. He and I would just sit here, casting our lines again and again. I'm no better at it now than I was then. Not a single nibble. Just like your father. You know all the tricks of the fisherman's trade. I was hopeless at it, but he was a master. In the time it took me to catch one fish, he could fill his basket to the brim. You know, talking to you, I'm feeling very nostalgic. Why don't you join me? We can trade some stories about the old man. We spoke before about how Gerald never seemed to age, right? Once, when he was drunk, he let the secret slip. He said he'd had an infusion of crest-bearing blood, and it had greatly extended his life.
What?
Well, we'd both been drinking. I figured he was joking, so I just laughed it off. Then I asked him his age. He said he'd stopped counting after he hit 100. And he was telling the truth. In those 20 years he was away, he didn't age a bit. An incredible person, to be sure. And I probably don't know the half of it. Actually, I'd like to ask you something about Gerald, if you don't mind. When Gerald was away from the monastery, what was he like? In other words, he was exactly the same. When I was his squire, he was always hollering for a drink. He just wouldn't put a cork in it. But on the battlefield, he was unequaled. That's why people used to call him the Blade Breaker. I have to say, right now, fishing with you, it really takes me back. This feels just like the good old days, when Gerald was sitting alongside me.
Let me talk with you, bro. I got these things. I fucking got these things. I got carrots. I got dollar shit. Where the fuck you at?
Well done, Professor. Thank you.
I feel like I did her at this rate.
Hello.
I just saw her. Fucking shit.
No.
I forgot. Of course she would be there, because I'm a dumb.
Really now? There's unrest everywhere these days. All of my fellow merchants seem to... I hope things... Thanks for finding this. I honestly never thought I'd...
Damn, you read so I can get the S? I was like, oh, all of the red, I've gotten A. But no, all. Miracle. Hell yeah. This is kind of cool. I like this way. I feel like it should have stayed. Excuse me. Fuck this. Kanto is so sad. I should have been doing this all day, every day. She ain't doing shit, she ain't doing shit. Yo! What the fuck? What the fuck? I think that's enough for now. This, I guess, is just a refresher on what's going on.
A moment, please.
Anything. Ooh, they're flying in the air. There's 13 people that need it. And I can fish. Ooh, shit. I just gotta know that I can't get carrots.
Hey there.
No carrots. So that's like 7 meals. You know what? Let's do some action. I'm gonna do some action. I got a battle. I can't just be talking. What? Sword? S word? Let's get our boy. He's chilling. Him and Petra were chill. Get fucked, bitch.
Alright, next. Alright, next.
Oh, he got
You haven't earned.
shit, man.
One to remember.
Yeah, no problem. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. Not on my watch. We're not going out on the L. Hell no. Damn, Felix, you got fucked up. Cause I'm going Petra. Damn, I can't believe it. You lost. You lost. It's been 5 fucking years and you lost? You got bodied. You know what? She put a lot of faith in me. No. This is bad. I'm really getting bodied. Oh god. Alright, Petra. Fuck. I'm getting mad thinking about it right now. Oh, she is mad about it. I thought Felix was gonna do it. There we go.
Witness frigid pride. You are in my way. I fight for just.
Couldn't have done that
Witness frigid pride. With all of my might. Not for myself, for every.
Okay. I like
You are in my way.
these all. Never doubt.
My heart burns with
Two
pride.
birds, one arrow. Two birds, one arrow. Okay.
What the?
Now I can call. Stay here. We're gonna cook. We're gonna eat a bunch, and we're gonna do some missions. Because now I can do some missions. But yeah. Maybe I'll play with it. I doubt it. Tomorrow we're gonna get it. Yeah. But a host. I'll host someone. It'll be fun. But yeah. I watch shitty fucking Ace called people shit human beings and play